In the last episode of Cruising Sea Venture, we anchored in beautiful Berg Bay located on the back channel to Wrangell. We explored the Forest Service cabin and hiked the trail to the meadow near the head of the Erin Creek Delta, which is a half-mile wide. We enjoyed the alpine-like meadow, flowers, and the views. When we returned from our hike, we ran into another little resident of the anchorage. We took the dinghy around the peninsula to check out the waterfalls and the waterside view of the same river delta. The next morning, we continued our journey to the small town of Wrangell. We will share more of our time in Wrangell in an upcoming video, since this is where we will be wintering over. In this video, we continue our journey westbound toward Sitka.
So we left Wrangell. I'm sitting in the helm chair, left in the pouring rain. The visibility got worse. The wind picked up to 20 knots. We're looking at each other going, why did we just do that? Why did we leave? Because we wanted to go somewhere else. We were kind of tired of sitting at the dock. So we left. And here we are an hour and a half later. And check it out. Beautiful, calm. The clouds are even breaking up a little bit. We're westbound from Wrangell, working our way toward Sitka over the next month. Maybe we'll get like 3 weeks in here without going to a dock. That would be sweet. In the meantime, Blake's not in the helm chair. He's there. Rosie's in the galley.
Dishes.
Apparently doing dishes.
Yep.
Though I hear there's pizza in the oven. And if we go down here to the salon, we should find Barkley in his favorite cruising spot on the blanket on the back of the couch, looking out the window. The meters from our new electrical system, still got to do that video. How we doing in here?
We're scrubbing things.
It's like a mini boat tour while cruising. We should go fishing. Look at all the fish in the water, according to the sonar. Anyway, cruising along.
Gill netting is a fishing method used by commercial fishers. The gill nets are vertical panels, like a wall of netting, that hang from a line usually held up by little floats that hold the net on the surface of the water. The mesh size is designed to allow a fish to get only their head in the net, but not their body. The fish's gills get caught as the fish tries to swim backward away from the net. When we are cruising near active fishing areas, we are constantly on the lookout for the telltale white floats that hold up the net and the colorful ball at the end of the run.
We're crossing Sumner Strait. It's calmed way down. Pretty good sized body of water. As we work our way westbound from Wrangell that we left earlier today, headed toward our anchorage for the next couple of nights. Pretty exciting day for us in that I think it'll be close to a month before we're at a dock again. And if I show you get lots of questions about our navigation system. This is Tech on a 30-inch screen. This shows us here The purple dotted line is our plotted course. We're a little bit to the left of the line. Actual speed is up over here. Our course, a bunch of information, all kinds of information across the bottom here about our current course. We have 32 minutes, 18 seconds to our destination, 4.4 nautical miles. We'll be outside the anchorage at 6:02 p.m. If I scroll up here a little bit, show you the anchorage we're going to is called Red Bay. So when we get there, if I can get it centered on the screen nicely, we're going to wind our way in this little tiny channel. This is the first bay, then into a second channel, then back all the way to the back area here. I think even a little bit further back. It goes. There you go. There's the some overview of the entire anchorage area. We need to get there right about 6 p.m., so we're right on time. We need to enter at a high water slack due to the pretty strong currents that are in the mouth of the entrance to Red Bay here.
This is the entrance to Red Bay. We want to go about 4 miles back in there. Clouds look really interesting. It is just rain showers are starting up again. You wouldn't know it was blue sky and the sun was out earlier today. The days started out partly sunny and dry. We thought it would be great fun to get in the dinghy and take a look at the windy entrance channel at low tide. We wanted to see what it looked like. As things go, some small squalls came up shortly after we started our 4-mile journey to the entrance. We got a bit wet, but it all worked out. We didn't see any great surprises in the meandering channel. Rocks and kelp were where we saw the kelp as we entered. Notice how glassy smooth Sumner Strait looks.
But this is the view from the anchorage tonight. It's just remarkable. The scale of the spaces and the beauty everywhere. Sitting down to dinner here in Red Bay in west of Wrangell. In this gorgeous setting. This is our backdrop for dinner.
Wow.
Wow, it's pretty spectacular. Pretty cool setting though. Pretty enjoyable. The cats, we will forever call them kittens, enjoyed the evening as much as we did. It was nice to have a dry, warmer evening that we could spend outside. That created lots of playtime opportunities. Apparently you can stand on top of the outboard. So this is the kids playing with the flag.
We enjoyed our time in Red Bay. It was the first time we slowed down enough that we started feeling like we were living on the boat rather than traveling on the boat. We felt like we could enjoy the scenic beauty of this anchorage and move on when the time was right. We woke up to fog, but it's burning off and the sun is coming out, and it's a beautiful, calm morning. Well, so much for the fog lifting. We need to work our way out of this channel, so at least we have our old course to follow to get ourselves out of here, and hopefully it'll clear up. And we have the radar on to help us out.
And the foghorn's on.
And yes, the foghorn is on. All right, we're looking for St. Lazaria. It's a 82-foot fishing boat that's about right off of our port side, and trying to see her.
Quarter mile off.
And there's nothing. Still cruising in fog. Oh, there it is. I see it.
There it is.
We see the channel marker, the reef marker, the red marker. There it is on the chart. We were like, how close do we have to get to see this thing? And right now we are how far from it?
300 feet.
There you go. There's our visibility.
The current rushing past it. No, he's come look in the screen.
No, he's not gonna duck. We're southbound in Sumner Strait, and we came upon some birds that I was sure were sea otters at first, but no, just birds. The fog is just starting to lift. We've decided to head south around Kuiu Island because with the fog we just cannot attempt Rocky Pass tomorrow morning, which is when we would need to do it. So with the water this calm and very little wind projected, we decided to just go ahead and go around the south end of Kuiu Island, and that is where we're headed. I think the island you can just start to see in the distance is Morin Island, where we stopped last time we were in the area. Off to our port side is Morin Island, which we visited last time we were in the area a couple years ago. And then if you make your way across, you see in the distance right there Coronation Island with some islets in front of it. And we're about 4 miles out from Decision Pass right here, which is the south end of Kuiu Island. And we've had actually some really nice water. We have a little bit of wind against us now and a little bit of current against us, and so at least they're coming in the same direction, so that part's good. And we're going to make our way around the corner here, and then we will head north. The wind is picking up. All right, we're working our way through Decision Passage, and here it is on the chart, and you can see our course turning and heading to starboard after that, and here it is out the window. There's Coronation Island over there in the distance, and then some other islands here that form part of the pass, and there is Decision Point.
And it's Cape Decision.
Cape Decision?
Yep. And I suppose it's Decision, Passage, and Cape Decision because you have to make the decision now to go around the corner, which is open to the North Pacific. I think the land to the port side, once we round the corner, the next land is Japan.
The lighthouse at Cape Decision. Directly, so it's really a pitching and rolling. Pitching more than rolling. So we don't have the fish deployed yet, but we need to make a 90-degree turn, so I'm sure we will after this.
Here in the ocean water, it's clear enough. If we can get behind the wake of the boat in front of it, you can see the fish 15 feet underwater working. We're working the parabanes. I don't know if I can get a good picture of this. This comes out looking calm in the camera view.
Oh, I can see those swells.
Maybe put a little bit more on the beam.
Crap. Yeah. Little beamier. Awesome. That's where we need to go. After a bit of open water travel, we are now entering Port Malmsbury, where we're going to find our way into an anchorage for tonight. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Cruising Sea Venture. We are wishing you no wind and flat seas. Take care, everyone. Stay tuned for Jim's Q&A coming up next.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in, and let's have another go at a Q&A session. So, the first question Bill asked, and he watched the fuel management on an ocean-going power boat episode 20 is where this question came from. And his question was, how do you balance the fuel usage from each tank when underway? And do you switch the source of the tanks, or do you transfer once you anchor or get to a dock? Great question, Bill. Thanks for asking. If you watch that fuel management video, you'll know that Sea Venture carries 2,160 gallons of diesel fuel, or about 8,000 liters, and in 4 separate tanks, 2 stern tanks and 2 forward tanks. We are able to gravity feed from the back tanks to the forward tanks, and we can run the engines on any of the 4 tanks. It's only a matter of switching a series of valves. We're able to transfer that fuel and run from different tanks while underway. We don't need to wait till we're at a dock or anchored or anything. And we do that to keep the fuel balanced, which is pretty important given the amount of fuel we carry, which if you do the math is about 15,000 pounds or 7.5 tons of diesel fuel on board. But in any event, we move it around as needed to keep the boat nice and balanced. Thanks again, Bill, for asking that question. Charles asked, do you have a diesel furnace on your yacht? And the answer is yes. We have a small diesel furnace. It's really undersized for Sea Venture, but it's perfect for us. We recently installed it, and it supplements our main heating system. And we're happy to have installed it while we were planning to winter over here in Alaska. And so far, it's working just great. Thanks, Charles, for asking that question. All right, T-Grad asked us, when cruising in Washington, how are the state mooring buoys and other states in general? And do you just attach to them and not worry about dragging? Well, the reality is we don't use the buoys in the state of Washington. The buoys are state park buoys. They're made for smaller boats. not a boat the size of Sea Venture. In Canada, there are many buoys that we can use, though they're few and far between, but when you find one, you could use it. We've done it also only a couple of times. It's the same thing in Alaska. There's are a few buoys at National Forest Service cabin locations. We haven't taken the opportunity to use any. Frankly, we find it just easier to anchor, and it works just fine. But in the state of Washington, a boat 40 feet or less, state park buoys are, I think, a pretty good deal, and I think you can get an annual pass that makes them even better. So great option for boating in the Puget Sound region. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this section of the Q&A. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to list them in the comments on YouTube, or you can always email us at cruisingseaventure@gmail.com. Otherwise, wishing everyone no wind and flat seas, and see you next time. Bye.